So how do you address those challenging issues with Jenna?
We just we just keep talking about them, and we talk about what the doctors say, and um, and we talk about how exercising helps and how eating better foods can help, all those things that keep you healthy. And one of the amazing things for us is just hope. I think you can't, when the twins were young, were just born. I mean, that was what kept us going, was hope. Okay, let's just hope that they live, and then once you get past that point, where for Jenna, we just hoped that things would be smoother, or better than the diagnosis that we had been given. You have to hope that. And we've been very fortunate along the way, because um, I remember saying, God, okay, there's just too many things here. You gotta heal one. And um, and although she was initially profoundly deaf, um, she now hears. She uses an FM system at school. She has hearing aids, but she doesn't like them, and she doesn't wear them anymore. She did when she was a baby, and it made a big difference. But now it seems like that that changed, that healed. Not completely, but enough that it's very tangible. And so we have examples that we can refer back to. Look at, God changed this for you, and um, and then we take a look at situations where, when we were in London, Ontario, um, they have such a wealth of a resource for hearing and audiology, and that's what we really needed. We didn't need her to be able to use her hands or walk as much as we needed to be able to communicate with her, and that was such a huge thing, that we were finally able to communicate. And then when we moved to Missouri, the really amazing thing to me is that the hospital that we go to in St. Louis has a doctor who has cerebral palsy herself, and she is a neurologist, and she is the only neurologist in North America that strictly specializes in cerebral palsy. All of her patients have cerebral palsy. And when we went to her, the first time we were in her office, she said to me, there's a cure for cerebral palsy. And I remember just like the tears rolling down my eyes. And she said, it might not be in my lifetime, and she's about my age, but it will be in Jenna's lifetime. And so my job is to keep my patients as healthy and as undeformed as possible, so that when that cure is there, they are ready and healthy enough to experience it. And I just think, wow, see, now that's the hope. That's a huge hope. And I cling to that one for her, and I remind her of that, because that's what she needs to stay motivated and healthy herself.
What other supports have you had along the way for Jenna and yourself?
Back in Ontario, there was through the VON, we were able to get some funding to have either somebody take care of Jenna and help her with some daily activities, or some therapy, or going for a walk, or that kind of thing, some caregiving. Or we could use it towards house cleaning, so that time that I would have to spend, cleaning house, I could change and give back to Jenna. So that was a really big deal. It was really helpful. There's lots of expenses with kids for special needs. so that was a really big helpful thing. Um, but we also had physiotherapists and speech therapy and occupational therapy through services, through government services. So that was great. And here in Missouri, we experienced some similar stuff. We have, all of those therapies we can get through the school, and we can also get them privately. Um, and so that's helpful. There are organizations out there that really do try to help help our kids participate in life. But I think also some other things along the way that were just huge supports. My mom and dad were huge support. You know, my mom retired to come and help me with the girls, and spent an incredible amount of time with Jenna and with the other girls. Helped me get to appointments. We had appointments all the time, and it was so helpful to have somebody who would take care of Jaden while Jenna was in a therapy session at home, or have extra hands when we're going out to the doctor's office or to a therapy appointment or an audiology appointment, something like that. All of that was so helpful, just to have an extra pair of hands. And I think, our families, Terry's family, was so helpful as well, just in their understanding, and they would jump in and help when they could. And we have some friends that were invaluable. Trying to get to church was hugely challenging, and I had two friends that would come over every Saturday night to help me get the kids, supper and out the door ready for church in the evening, and then back home and into bed, because Terry is the pastor, so that's his job to be there, and so they would help me, so I didn't have to do it by myself. And then there was another couple of ladies that would come and help out, and one of a good friend was previously, she was a former pastor's wife at North Park, where we were in London, and she would come every week on a set day. We had it scheduled, and she would be there to either take care of Jaden if I had to take Jenna out, or she would iron Terry's shirts. She would help me with laundry. She would just help me in any way. So those were really important people in my life, physically, but also emotionally.